trigger like that.
Yeah.
I'd say that's. I think it's fair to say that's not always been like a strength of his.
Read that and he's moved up, taken that extra step to move up.
Wasn't a bad return.
No, it wasn't a bad couple. It was just Bryn.
Yeah.
I think
not much you can do there.
Now worked out that the balls don't bounce, skid through as much.
Oh, that's great.
Well done for that. Shanks. Give up on it.
Shot. So, for you, what have your matches of the tournament been so far?
I think yesterday's games were pretty good between the Mavericks and the Forces.
Yeah, I think that's been the most exciting. Well,
I think it was
most exciting day, I think, for sure.
Yeah, I think especially with what was on the line.
Yeah.
The final two matches.
It was nice to have like a third day that kind of had an active impact on the outcome.
I mean, it literally took one game.
Yeah,
One last game of the day.
Two comebacks to take it in the final game. Because I mean, I'd slightly written off the Slayers for the final. I kind of assumed that we had two finalists, and then somehow the order completely changed.
Yeah, I mean, we needed to win we just needed to win to get into the final. We then lost, which then put the Slayers into the final, and also ended up in us coming last.
Don't know how that happened. Yeah, I mean, something's gone wrong if we're in third place.
But yeah, it's been pretty tight all round.
Yeah, it's good. There have been a couple of rogue choices in the drafting, but I think the teams have all. I mean, has there been a single whitewash? I don't think so.
Not really. I mean, there's always
good
been,
one.
I don't think there's been any matches where people have gone in saying it's a definite.
Well, I might have said this one to be honest, but clearly not. It's playing so well. And I know Bryn he tends to work his way into a match, I'd say. And I think against Ben, I think against Ben he went 3 or 4-1 down and then brought it back. Gotten away with it, but I mean, I don't know what you'd serve against Bryn. I mean, none of my serves would probably work, but I think for Shanks, his style of play, he'd want something that's I know Shanks likes his defensive volley, but I'd still back him on the floor, right? You'd want something short that's making Bryn chip it around, I guess. And especially with a slightly tired set of balls, making him volley it off the penthouse. Might get the occasional racket error. And Bryn's forcing, especially at Queens, it's like he's got his targets, so you know.
Yeah, I think
you can find the bottom corners of the dead on very easily.
Gonna have to keep on hitting these targets.
Yeah. I think if Bryn has to take it off of the floor on the return, cut it as a cut shot. I think that's a good result for Shenkman. Was that a backhand drive? Yeah, I haven't seen many of the top guys do those, to be honest.
No.
Lots of I've heard that the drag surf, like, they kind of tend to maybe stop using it around the kind of scratch level.
Yeah. I think it's just tough to get it right every time.
Yeah. It could just be dispatched, I guess.
Yeah.
That said, you know what the response is going to be, which goes a long way. like it's quite an easy serve to dictate play with, because you know you're going to get a cross court, and you know it's probably not going to be a fault.
Great ball.
He's got away with it.
Slight best read from Shenkman there.
Yeah.
It's tough. He gets away with that game. Big game this one, I think. I think if Bryn can get back to 3-all, he may then start to run away with it. Shenk's just got to keep Bryn under pressure on the floor.
He's done well there. That shot 2 days ago would have been unplayable off the floor. Quite a lot of work on it.
Yeah, I mean, you can just sort of sit back and wait for the ball to come to you now in the corners.
Suddenly the momentum's with Bryn. Oh, he needed that. Really needed that.
A little bit annoyed with himself after those 2 points.
This is, I guess, a chance for Shanks to break up the momentum slightly with a change of ends.
Shanks going to have to serve tight here to stop Bryn.
Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, he's got it. Similar. Bryn went 3-1 down against Ben Taylor-Matthews on the first day, and then 3-all, and then BTM stayed in it all the way into 9-7. So Bryn would have been here before. Great. Oh, that was nearly a ridiculous game. Yeah, I thought that ball died ages ago. Yeah, shows. No, it was in. I assumed it was going to.
Yeah. Gallery, I think Bryn's definitely winning more points.
Yeah,
from service
for sure. Yeah, he's not been as clinical with the force as he sometimes is. That is just like a superb defensive volley. Wow.
Tough.
Slightly strange, a few slightly strange decisions there from Bryn. A couple of times he's gone for a slightly kind of like more rackets shot, I'd say. Oh wow.
Everything off your back. Shenk's just got to be hit.
He's got to find the grill, I know it's easy to say from up there, but Bryn's covering all of it unless he gets it in there.
Yeah, that's
I think though, for a shorter railway where Bryn's taking on the volley, I think that's a much better response for Shenk's than the force. Because at some point, Bryn's going to start getting all of them in. Yeah, I mean, on the floor, Shenk's can build the rally much better, and that's just where he's going to feel more comfortable.
Shenk's the game point.
Yeah.
I think Bryn, with that double hand backhand, is just so strong at
he's got to be, yeah. It's easy to say, but he's under a lot of pressure, because if he doesn't find the target, then Bryn's kind of all over it.
Yeah.
Especially with these you don't really, slightly soggier, easier set of balls, you're kind of...
Just got to finish the point.
Yeah, the ball's basically always in play unless it's hit a target.
Yeah, I think that point previously where Bryn's just defended under the grill. I mean, they're close to going in, but...
No, but it's just brutal because you got to find it. Yes, well played. Not the serve then that I've been hoping for. I mean, Queens, you've got to. I think it's fair to say you sacrifice keeping it tight for keeping it low in this score. Because it's so, I mean, it just swerves out otherwise. Anywhere in the court. What was that?
Slight movement in the galleries. Shenkman's trademark.
Yeah, that's good. He just needs to keep just disrupting any momentum that Bryn's going to build. That is such a good point. Wow. That is, I think, the perfect rally. Yeah, that's fair enough. He sometimes miscues those, but, yeah, wow. It's so clinical. That's a good response from Shanks.
Pace from Shenk's there.
Yeah.
It's definitely starting to hit the ball.
And I think actually in that situation, the miss is kind of what he wanted. Like, he needs that chase.
Yeah, it definitely wants to be that miss.
I mean, with rallies like that, Bryn's getting more and more confident and working his way into it.
Yeah.
that's a good time to kind of disrupt him.
Yeah. Two.
Is he getting any coaching from his box, or are they kind of
Who?
Bryn, or are they kind of?
I don't think so.
I don't think he really needs it, to be honest.
I think he just needs to keep grinding away.
Yeah. No, he's been here plenty of times before and knows what he's doing. Yeah. Oh, that's a weird bounce. I think that is the rail. That is the shorter railroad. I think is the one he's looking for.
Yeah, it's definitely a better option.
It's just Bryn's got a good volley, but it is a slightly more neutral option than that.
It's so hard to get that railroad to spin back.
Yeah, and Bryn's got so many. Yeah, you've just seen it. He's got the fat post. He's got the main wall. So many options.
Unless the railroad's like that, where it's low.
Yeah.
Sort of like the 1 or 2 bounce Nick. They're much better than.
Oh, well played.
2 bounces.
That's good. Yeah, you just got to keep it low on this court, but I mean, it's tough. You know, you catch a weird bounce on the penthouse, and it goes all over the place. Yep. Yeah, that main wall timbre is really good. I mean, the thing is, at this level, like, there are times where Bryn's just going to hit an amazing shot, and there's not really anything you can do about it, no matter the serve. But I think the shorter one is what he needs.
Just going to shots a railroad and hoping for that to happen.
And they're keeping the pressure on Bryn. Yeah.
There's always going to be a couple of cut volleys that just go straight past.
I think because Bryn is so like precise, and when he's playing well, goes for such like slim margins. When the pressure is on, you can kind of the racket areas and the net tapes, I think, will come just like that. What about that? His hands in, yeah. The work he gets on it is incredible.
Yeah, I think with that two-hand it just allows him to...
Because it's so compact, you know, like it doesn't, being near the back wall doesn't really affect him. Doesn't need that much work.
Yeah, he just puts so much weight into that with the wrist, with the sort of flick of the wrist as well. Torso movement, just ripping down.
No, it's strong.
And I mean the strength he has from up at the, like, up above his head with that, you can just, there's so much work up there with the two hands. Yeah, just ripping down. Got the henchman.
Shenkman, I mean, Shenkman is still, we're talking about Bryn having the momentum, but I mean, Shenkman is still just about got the better scoreline here.
Yeah, it's a big game.
Even though 2 very good chasers.
2 good chasers could be coming back to 30 or that Shanks can find.
Yeah, 1 good shot will do it.
He needs to get one of these really.
Good serve. Yeah. Oh, that's unlucky. It's good force.
30 all. Could be big momentum switch, but Bryn can win this one.
It's a bit annoying, but definitely good to get a chase. good shot. I think there, I know Shanks just hit a good shot, a really good shot there, but it might be just to make things a bit awkward for Bryn and disrupt it a bit, maybe some kind of boasting it around the walls a little bit, or maybe like a straight drive.
I think it's just changing up a bit.
Because on this court, I mean, I know, and as the game goes on, I think you're increasingly less likely to catch Bryn out with a kind of with a shot on the floor. It just relies on hitting the perfect shot of it, which he has just done. So. Oh no! Oh, well played. It's weird seeing those shots coming back.
He's got away with that, I think, especially with the one runner. I think he could have found the hazard garage just to finish it, but he's taken the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's keeping his nose slightly in front. It's good to see.
That's better.
Yeah.
Bryn there.
I mean, the thing is, like, yeah, Shanks has just said it there. He knows it's better. Doesn't necessarily mean he'll get the right response straight away, but it might force the errors as the match goes on. Oh, 2 good shots from Bryn, but I think the lower ball, keeping it lower on the railroad, that will get Shanks the response he wants in the end zone.
Try and find that first bounce sort of on the service line.
Yeah, making Bryn volley it, especially with slightly older set balls, you know, the racket errors will come. What did Bryn just say? Sorry. I think.
I don't know who that cheer was for.
It would have been for Bryn, yeah. Shanks just want to make Bryn pay for that, really. Yeah, that's a bit of a panicky shot, I'd say. Chase 5, I'm just not sure that's necessary. Oh, has he got that in? Yes, he has. He needed that. If you can take this game and take a 6-4 lead, suddenly he's kind of looking at the end game a bit there. Oh, he's done well there. That's really tight. I think it's highest level of the tournament so far. Obviously Ben and Bryn as well at the start of the week. Yeah, that was amazing actually. Yeah, he's just got to capitalise on that. Yeah, that's set up nicely. Bryn's not hit a bad shot there, but just slightly overset. You've really got to be finding the back ball first on the score.
He's overhitting a few of those.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little frantic because Shanks is covering the whole court.
I think he's just trying to force the targets a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's because there's so much pressure. Like, Bryn has to hit the winning shot because Shanks isn't missing much and he's covering everything. Puts a lot of pressure on Bryn.
I just think sort of the first volley from Bryn just needs to be to good length down towards the timber rather than going for a big grill shot first.
Yeah, he'll keep a combo. He has to kind of find the kind of combo points, I guess, like the set patterns of play.
He just needs to build up his points.
Yeah.
Try and force the loose shot from Shanks because he's not hitting many at the moment. But chase the line 2, easy-ish chases to win.
Good serve. That is I mean, I know it's easy to say, but that is the short serve. Well played. That's really good. Didn't know he could do that.
I think that's the first time that Shanks has sort of looked for those hazard galleries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's played that right perfectly.
So that's what he needs to start doing a bit more in this match. Just Build up the point first.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, that's the kind of shot Rob would go for, I guess. But Rob Fahey, that is. Oh no.
That's 5-all. It's tight.
Yeah. That's a little bit frustrating for Shanks, but great serve. Oh. Well played.
That's where Bryn's getting his chases. He just needs to start.
Yeah.
Shenkman just grinds away that back in the corner, just getting.
Yeah, he's not covering this straight. As long as it doesn't hit the main wall, I don't think Shanks is covering that.
He's gone for that wing again, which is the right choice, I think.
Yeah, just tough serve.
Yeah, that was good.
Or bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a result, I'd say. Well, Shanks, I mean, doesn't look delighted, but he's playing really well, I'd say.
He's playing pretty well. I think he's playing well, but he's just not.
He's just
He's missing a lot.
a little, like there's quite a bit of tension, and he's under quite a lot of pressure because Shanks is scrambling really well, getting everything back. There's a lot of pressure on Bryn to hit the perfect shot to find the goal. He's not really, with this slightly bouncier set of balls as well, it's just, he's not really getting any help from the court.
I mean, the balls are pretty slow as well. So
Yeah, that's what I mean, they're just sitting up a bit, to be honest. I mean, that's not going to help.
That's a better shot.
We're back. No. Yeah. He's not really finding the. There it is. There's the width. This is such a good level. Wow. Well played. That's really high level.
Just holding in there.
Yeah, it's just about being patient. I guess with this experience from all the tournaments he's doing, I guess he can back himself to win these rallies. Doesn't actually have to look for the slightly frantic goal. That's really good. Yeah. And it's really good to see someone like, you know, working this hard and actually kind of challenging the top guys. I don't think it's necessarily been that way for a while. It's fair to say. You know, for the last, you know, he's now just broken into the top 10 and he's causing issues for, I guess.
He's just a hard worker. He just doesn't give up on anything out there.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Just grinds out the rallies. I mean, I wouldn't say he's got any sort of super special shots, but it's just
but he's kind of
consistent on the floor, so consistent on the floor, great defensively. And I think once he sort of starts to find the attacking shots, that's when he's going to start sort of properly getting close to beating these guys, where they've got such good attacking shots.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't quite have the same number of triggers, like weapons, that Bryn has.
He's getting there.
But I think it's fair to say he's outlasting when it's on the floor. And he's patient. He's outlasting
so
Bryn.
good defensively.
Yeah, and his defensive volley is so strong, and he's putting Bryn under a lot of pressure. Like, he's forcing Bryn to play maybe slightly unnatural shots like that one just there, because he's covering all the regular stuff. He's done well there. Yeah, which is probably, I mean, it must be quite a weird feeling for Bryn, because, you know, how often is he really being outlasted on the floor? Oh wow, that's insane. That is ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, and then
above his head.
and that he still managed to get both hands on it as well.
Yeah. You sometimes seem to stretch out that left hand.
Seeing Rob get his we're seeing Rob get his, I know that's something wrong in response, but he's getting his railroad a lot shorter now, and
It's a lot better.
I think it's a
lot better.
Hopefully that pays off. Oh wow. Yeah, he's earned that kill. If he kills it here, he's definitely earned it. Yeah, well, that's so good.
Just be impatient. Just get that ball back.
Yeah, no, he grinded out and then he earned that loose shot and he dealt with it well. Really good. He's got to. If Shanks is going to win this match, I think he's got to make Bryn feel like he just can't can't put any ball on the penthouse, otherwise it will get dealt with, which he is doing. Because that pressures Bryn into making mistakes like that, because he knows he has to hit such a good shot. It's so much harder when you know that every shot you hit is going to get chased down.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great.
Right, really, this is a really big point.
Yes, Bryn's up the game point, defending the second gallery. I think he's just got to stop Shanks from sliding that ball into the last.
I don't think seeing the finish line will be a problem for Shanks, because he's actually been here before, and he's
still a long way to go.
But as he kind of is approaching like 6 or 7 games, and he's maybe got his nose in front.
Yeah.
But he's been here before. He's beaten people like Chris Chapman. Like, I don't think he'll kind of.
Well, he's no stranger in these situations.
Exactly, like
Big point. Oh,
that's a great shot.
He's been doing that a few times.
Yeah. And he's found the perfect shot there.
This week it's just like the cut volley down into this corner.
It's
just slipping down the wall, which is weird because it's so slow on the floor. They're just zipping through with that sidewall. Strange.
It's Bryn going with the bobble first serve, is that right? Yeah. Oh, it's a good shot.
Just opened that rapidly.
Yeah. But he's done very well to find the target from there. And he's interesting, so he served that from a lot wider out. What bad. Can pull the trigger here. Not quite. That's really well played. Shanks has covered that very well and played the sensible shot.
Yeah,
it's really good tennis.
Very tight. There is not much room for error. Margins are very close at the moment. Shanks just grinding it out.
Yeah.
Looking good. I think it's fair to say Bryn's looking under a little bit of pressure.
Well, yeah, I mean, he is. This is supposed to be the match that the Slayers will win if it's going to go all the way.
Yeah, it's just slowing down off that time. I think Bryn's just getting there a little bit early.
The timing was a little bit off. That stayed in. Wow, and he's done very well to get that back. This level is absolutely exceptional, Jesus. I think every shot in that rally was pretty much perfect. Bryn will be frustrated, but I don't think he did anything wrong. I mean, and as this match has gone on, Shanks has only got tighter and tighter. Maybe one or two erratic shots that I can remember, but pretty really good game of tennis. Yeah. annoyed to put that in the net, but Shanks has 100% earned that game. He's put Bryn under so much pressure that he's having to find these like exceptionally tight margins, and he's not always going to make them. So yeah, the net takes will come, and I'd say that Shanks has earned them.
That's great. Shanks has got to find that goal there and just finish the point.
Yeah. But you know, assuming worse than 4. Okay. It's a good miss.
What do you mean good? That short order is definitely.
I think also he's getting his first serve in like 7. The stat, we'll have the stat maybe, but I'd say the first serve is going in like 60% of the time. Great shot.
It's just disguised that so well.
Yeah. Oh, that's unlucky. Yeah, it's really unlucky. As I said, in these last few points, I know Bryn's won them, but Shanks hasn't really done anything wrong. Sorry?
No, he's not been out of the points. He's just been.
Yeah.
That's what Bryn's got to start doing. Just dispatching it instead of dead on off that back wall. Shanks is just so good at defending.
I think, and he covers the main wall actually. I think. Like, I don't think there's much point in doing that.
That's good.
Well, that's a weird one not to cover, to be honest.
I think Bryn may have expected, just didn't expect.
Maybe he looked for the main wall. He looked like he kind of knew where it was going. Oh no.
Shanks can take that. Yeah, so it's very tight.
Yeah.
If Shanks can win these 2 chases, it's huge. Worse than 4. Bryn's just got to serve.
Well, I think we know the shot that he's going to go for, right? Depending on the serve, but it will have to be the cut volley into the corner. I hope he doesn't try and go for a dead on again. That's a good railroad. That's a really good railroad.
That's tough.
Oh no, that's a weird miss. His movement looks like compromised there.
It's great get.
What's really impressive is how much control Bryn has over his railroad. Wow. You know, but you see what I mean? Like, he's just gone from, with pretty much an identical action, like it appears. Yeah. He's gone from a really short spinny railroad when it was a chase 4, and then he's hit when it was chase the last. He's got it long and tight to the back wall into the hazards. Great shot. And I know that he's also got a sidewall railroad in his locker, but don't know whether we'll see that.
Yeah. So it's due 7-5. Shanks works his way back into this game from 40-15 down.
There it is. Big game for Shenkman. That's a really good shot. Wow.
Shanks.
He's just really, he's turned into like the real deal in the last year, hasn't he? That's good.
Yeah, I mean Shanks is
properly clinical
worked
now.
Very hard in the last couple of years, and he's definitely got there. 41 inch. It's close. Doesn't get close to that.
No, don't throw it away now though. Oh, right. No. That's just slightly, yeah, it's just slightly weird rally. Shanks he's got him away with it, but he's got to make, well, he clearly didn't like the ball very much, but he's got to make Bryn feel like he can't give Shanks anything to work with.
Yeah.
That kind of pressure, I think, is what's going to win in the match. Good shot. Interesting that Bryn is probably dominating from the service end, spending more time there. Oh, it's the right shot. It's the right shot.
Steady rubber.
Yeah. Wow.
2 chases. Better than 3. Is that better than 3?
Better than 3 in the last, yeah.
Better than 3 in the last. Yeah, I think Shenkman, he's just got to serve tight. Serve it tight, don't give Bryn any chances. Big games to win. Just got to stay patient. Last gallery.
Right, here we go. I think you want the longer railroad here. He's playing a great rally. Retrieving is so good. Yeah, and he's. I think he's lost that. I think that was better than 3, and I think he's lost that. I think it's 40.
No, it was last go.
Oh right, sorry.
It's chase off. But Bryn's played for that chase off.
He's under so much pressure there. Wait, so why did Shanks hit that one? I'm a bit confused. Was that chase off? I think Bryn.
Yeah, I'm slightly confused at what the score is right now.
I think it might be 40 love Shanks, 1 chase.
I think so.
Because Bryn definitely lost at least.
I think
Bryn maybe got a chase off.
I think Bryn called what was. I think Bryn called a stroke. Yeah, I think Bryn called a stroke on himself rather than the chase. So that's taking Shanks to 40 love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second.
And then there was a chase off. Yeah.
Wow, it's a really
40 love. Second gallery.
Oh, that's such a good shot. It's really good shot. Such a high level. Yeah.
Shanks just needs to play it smart. Try get back down this end.
Don't throw it down.
30-40. Big.
Yeah, you can't. That force was. I mean, it sounds harsh, but at this, against someone like Bryn, that was not low and hard enough to get him a chase, and not accurate enough to get him a dead on. How is Shanks going to deal with this?
So tight.
Wow, that's such a good shot, and he's disguised it so well, hasn't he? Yeah. We're seeing that cut force, like disguised cut shot into the dead on, come into the game more and more now. That's a strike. Well played. That's so good. Shanks is really.
6 is 1 game away.
He had Bryn coming hard at him. I guess he managed to get his way out of that one. He's taking the 2-game lead. It's a good shot. He needed that. ski ramp.
It's going long. I'm not sure about that surf here, but there's sort of giraffe in the backhand corner. I think because the roof's slightly slippery, it just...
Well, yeah, but I guess occasionally there is, from that angle though, there will just, wow, what a shot. There will just be that unplayable serve. I think Bryn probably has 3 or 4 different high serves that it cycles between, right, when he's, and I think it's fair to say he hasn't had one serve in particular that he's had, generated momentum with, so yeah, I guess he's shopping around a bit at the moment.
Bryn under a lot of pressure now.
Yep.
Shenk's with nothing to lose. Very tight.
Mm.
Very, very tight. Collectibles may help in Bryn's favour a little bit, just to take a breather. Slow things down.
What if Shanks? So Shanks lost to Rob 9-6. Really?
Shanks lost to Rob.
Interesting. I guess, I mean, obviously part of that might have been like a belief thing, because he had lost to Rob in the US a couple of weeks before. I don't think he was the same player that he is here, though.
Yeah.
Like this has been such. He's just been faultless, hasn't he?
15-all. And then second. Short railroad. Always happens.
Good serve. Right, capitalise on it. That's a good shot. Well played.
15 shots. Huge point.
Oh, good shot. That's probably the first slightly looser railroad we've seen. Down, right? Yeah. I think that's well marked.
Yeah.
Bryn didn't look so happy, but he just doesn't give up, does he? Oh, it's such a good shot.
He's at match point.
Wow, just got
Great read from Bryn.
Oh, what a game this has been, even though it's not over.
Huge second gallery. Shanks will definitely be.
I think we've seen a knee slide from Shanks at the gold racket.
Don't speak too soon.
Just thinking he's going to go very big here.
I think he will go very big when he just take his time, just keep breathing. Second gallery. Can you find?
Right. Well, Here it is. On the back foot here, Shanks.
Oh,
wow. Bryn will obviously be disappointed with that, but he's played like I don't know, I don't think he really did much wrong. That's an incredible game from Shanks. That's really, really good.
Pretty faultless from Shanks
wow.
there. Yeah, so next match we've got the 2 and 3 doubles of
yeah.
Sayers Slayers. It is Lewis Gordon and Lewis Gordon and Nino Marola. Oh, it's Daz and Nino. Darren Long and Nino. Oh yeah, against Lewis Gordon and Neil Mackenzie.
Yeah. Okay.
So it could be tight.
Yeah, I mean these next 2 matches could go either way.
Yeah. So next match should be starting pretty much now. So yeah, Henchmen go 1-0 up.
Hello and welcome back to the Queen's Club for the doubles match in the final of the 2024 FLM Super League. My name is Ben Gatenbeek. I hope to be joined by some other commentators shortly, but in the meantime, let's look at the players on the court this afternoon. We saw an excellent match earlier today with Rob Shenkman, captain of the Shenkman's Henchmen, getting over Bryn Sayers from the Sayers Slayers in 9 games to 6. So this is now a must-win match for the Slayers. Let's have a look at the pair for the Henchmen today. Starting Darren Long, doubles world ranking number 12. Playing out of the same club as Robert Shenkman. Doubles handicap 2.6 is pretty good. You imagine he'll play mostly at the back of the court this afternoon. It's US Open final back in 2018. And quarterfinals here at Queen's on many occasions. He's partnered up with Nino Marola from Radley, who's just snuck into the doubles world ranking as a result of his performance at the British Open this year, where he and Henry Henchmen took Tim and Cam to 4 sets. He has played the Australian Open quarterfinal most recently this year. It was his last big tournament. And these two have never played together before. They're playing against the Slayers pair of Neil Mackenzie and Lewis Gordon. Neil is the professional here at the Queen's Club, and the doubles handicap of 9. Neil was US Open semi-finalist in 2020, some time ago, but has not progressed past the quarterfinals at any other Open. He's playing with Lewis Gordon from Petworth, who's also just snuck into the doubles world ranking as a result of his performance at the French Open this year, reaching the semi-final for the first time, playing with Bryn Sayers. And he will be most likely playing up, you imagine. Got such good eyes and hands for the balls in the air. Very quick reaction time. A lot of power behind that volley. in the Marcus chair today is one of the organisers of this event, Ben Taylor Matthews. He's been instrumental in putting this event all together. And as such, he will be doing all the marking for the final today. He was unlucky not to be playing in this particular final. As in his double matches, he lost 8-9 in both of them. He said earlier today that the motto for his team, the Mavericks, is first to 8, even though they're playing sets to 9.
Okay, Ben, are we doing this? Okay.
Now joined by Bertie Vallat. How you doing, Bertie?
Hey Ben, doing good, thanks. Looking forward to this match. Shenkman's Henchmen are leading 1-love in a huge upset, I'd say, with Robert Shenkman beating Bryn Sayers. And this is on paper a match that they should win, so there's quite a lot riding on this, because if Darren and Nino take it, then they take the whole event, I guess. So,
yeah, that's indeed true.
And obviously Neil and Lewis will be looking to put as much pressure as they can on the third singles, because that Vaughan versus Wolflin is anyone's match, so both sides still in it. Good first shot.
So what do you think of both Gordon and Marola as doubles partners for Long and Mackenzie respectively?
I think Lewis complements Neil's style really well. Don't know, that sounds slightly strange at all. Yeah, I think Neil's quite like a conventional, like a traditional player, I guess, and Lewis has obviously kind of got some big weapons, and yeah, he gets complemented by having like a weapons player like Lewis on his side of the net. Nino and Darren, that's a slightly more exciting one. Darren is, I think it's fair to say, probably the best player on court, but his style is a little bit more unconventional. I think I heard him say yesterday that quite often takes some getting used to playing doubles with him. I don't know whether Nino's done it before.
Yeah, no, they haven't played together before.
That adds something to it, whereas I think it's quite like the game plan for Lewis and Neil is quite obvious. I'd say I think Lewis is probably happiest at the net. And Neil is, when he's playing well, is steady. But Darren and Nino have got 9 games to work it out, so I probably would still back them. When Darren kind of gets his main ball firing and starts banging railroads in, it's pretty hard to play. Interesting that Neil's going with the short siders, so I think he'll want to make sure Darren is playing off the floor. I think taking it out of the air, Darren is really strong. Yeah, it's working, so there's the first game, 1-0. Nino and Darren haven't actually seen the service end yet, which is probably no coincidence.
That can happen in doubles sometimes. You just get a run of a couple of games in a row where you just don't see any of the serves.
They'll need a chase soon because they just look a little rushed. That first game was quick and there are some errors coming in here. And yeah, what's interesting is they're swapping sides, so Darren clearly wants Nino underneath the grill, which is interesting. Didn't work just then. I wonder why they're doing that, because they're both... Maybe think it's fair to say Darren doesn't love the volley.
Yeah, I was going to say, who do you back in the air for anything defending that grill?
Whereas Nino, but I wouldn't say Nino loves volleying either, so it's a slightly strange call.
But I think Nino's volley is more solid though.
Yeah, maybe definitely in that corner. I think dead on defense probably isn't his thing. This is very like. I think obviously it's easy to comment from up here. It looks like they're maybe making it a bit too complicated, Darren and Nino, like especially when they haven't played together yet in its early stages of the match. And Neil have got the service end, they're not really missing a thing. Neil's done well to grind Darren and Nino down and get the loose ball, and then if Lewis keeps capitalising on that, then I don't see why they don't win.
Where are they getting a chase from next, do you reckon?
Well, I mean that's a great shot from Darren. I just don't know whether that's going to get him chases, because the main will miss and doubles can normally be cut, by someone like Lewis, he can cover that. Maybe when I'm playing I can't, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'd expect these guys to do that.
That volley from Neil, it's amazing that he managed to get strings on it, because he was completely in the wrong position. Don't know how he got any power behind that wrist.
I think as the match goes on, Darren might favour. I think Darren might favour the lower cross-court one. Maybe forgetting the dead on and looking for the chase, because Lewis and Neil are seeing it seeing it big right now. They're not really they're not missing much out of the air, so I don't know how much success they'll have with that. I think 3 games at the receiver's end for Nino and Darren. But I mean, if it's working, then it's working, and that's a great cut shot. So.
Do you think the decision to switch has come from Nino and Darren, or do you reckon it's been discussed with Captain Shenkman?
I mean, Shenkman said this. I think Nino is kind of the unofficial. I think he's the brains behind the operation, to be honest. I think anyone that knows Nino would know that he is like a student of the game. He really thinks about it. I think. Don't want to say sometimes too much, but he's very like every shot he hits, he'll basically think about it. So yeah, I'd say that this decision's probably come from him, and we haven't seen much of it yet. But like I think it really stands out with the serving. He'll never, in a set he might cycle between about 20 different serves, or at least 10, 15.
So go. There's the first chase of the match.
Yeah.
Let's come up as a chase 2.
I think we'll find that, Darren's grill counts just like stupid normally. But I think that is definitely where they'll dominate from the service end. At the receiver side, they're just a little bit all or nothing, I'd say, with the dead on. When it goes in, it's great, but when Neil gets his racket on it, he normally hits a really good shot, and when Lewis gets a loose ball, the point's normally over. So
are we expecting Nino to play up, or?
I wouldn't normally. I expect Darren actually to go up. I think that's what he does against. Oh, maybe not. I think that's what he does against when he plays with Shenkman.
I mean, it's a chase 2, so we're not going to know just yet.
The way Nino's moving and going to the forehand corner, I think.
very deep at the moment.
Yeah, and you can kind of see why when he's got a force like that coming out. To be honest, I would be out the way too.
Yeah, but he's basically conceding galleries.
Yeah, I know, it's a choice, kind of a choice you've got to make. He's still figuring it out. He hasn't, you know, these are new doubles combinations for I think all players. Great shot. I think it would be good to see from that backhand corner. I think Lewis is there right now, so to see him here forcing it straight or for the galleries like that. I think what I heard from Rob Fahey, is that cut shot down the line is basically being phased out by all the top guys. They're all so good in the corners that shot just won't, you know, your margin for error is really slim and the results aren't always that good. Whereas a kind of straight force for the middle of the dead on will either get you a chase or a point straight away. So yeah, I think if we could see some low drives from underneath the grill, I think that might swing the match a bit for either pair. Weird way to finish the rally, but Nino played that point absolutely perfectly. Looking really sharp. I mean, I can see why they're changing ends when Nino's volume is that sharp in front of the timbre.
Yeah, Nino's gone up, got much more on the hazard than he has on the service end so far.
Can't give Darren that loose ball off the. I mean, easy to say it, and I'm sure it wasn't on purpose, but that ball is going to get punished.
Seeing the henchmen high-fiving after the end of each point.
Yeah.
You see some pairs just may just give a look to each other or ignore each other completely, but I think it's good just to keep those keep that mental energy
keep
high.
Each other up for it,
exactly.
Sure, such good doubles. That's really, really good.
Sometimes I think in real tennis there's an expectation that you've got to be stoic on court.
Maybe not. Maybe in singles, especially. I wouldn't say. I think
doubles a little bit less so, but in singles, you're right there for sure. And I think maybe we need a bit more attitude.
Oh, do you mean just like kind of body language, or do you mean like game style?
No, just like you see a lot of players win and they'll just walk to the net, shake hands, and go home.
Yeah.
And you know, I think we're starting to see a bit more in the game where you get players fired up, bit of come-ons and some throwing some fist pumps around, and I think it adds a bit of character to the game. I think.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think Rob Shenkman loves the celebration.
Yeah, the classic one after his British Amateur victory, down on his knees in front of that timbre.
Yeah, see, easy to judge from up here, but I think that cut shot in the corner, I know it's just not quite there. In the long term, more kind of aggressive, like low forcing under the dead on might earn them some racket errors or get them a chase. It's just when you're sliding it into that corner, you kind of have to hit the perfect shot. Otherwise, the servers just, you know, are heavily advantaged.
Rob says that shot's going out of the game. Is it because the players are faster now, or they hit better, or what was his theory?
I think, I mean, going out of the game, I don't know. Yeah, that is kind of what he said. I think everyone's just so much stronger in the corners, really, and if you're on the receiver side in front of the grill, it's just very easy to kind of get trapped down there, nudging it into the corner, and you're not really dictating the play. You're kind of just hoping that they're going to make the server's going to make a racket error, and I think nowadays that just isn't enough to win you a match, I guess, is basically what you're saying. At least not when I do it. So.
Maybe you've just got to improve your handicap by another 20 points to
exactly,
fully understand.
Yeah. No, I just did what he said, to be honest. Or at least tried to.
What was it like playing with him for the first time last night?
Awesome, yeah. And probably the only time. I asked him about the French Open, but he was a hard pass. But it was great. I think it looks like he's playing a different, I mean, he is at a different level, but the way he talks about it, at least to me, was like, made it really simple, really easy to understand. Like, I don't think he gives himself crazy objectives when he's on court, you know. He said aim for the central post of the dead on when you can, and if you can't hit a cut shot, and that was it, really. I'm sure it's a bit more complicated when he plays in the World Doubles Championship, but I still thought it was cool how easy he makes real tennis. That's really well played by Lewis. That's a little hasty from Neil, but it was a long rally where basically no one hit a bad shot.
I think the doubles winners can be so hard to find sometimes.
Yeah, I can't remember who said it. You've got to just kind of embrace the chaos a bit, I guess. Something I'm not very good at, hence I'm not a brilliant doubles player. But you have to stop thinking, stop thinking about necessarily like a pretty shot or a good shot, and just realise that a good shot is the one that wins you the point. It doesn't matter kind of how ugly it is, if that makes sense. Yeah, Lewis looks really sharp here. Hasn't really missed much, and at the net it's kind of looking deadly.
So as we're now 6 games into the 7th game of this match, how do you think these two pairs have gelled as partners? Well, either pair, who's gelled better?
I think Neil and Lewis are maybe a bit more of an obvious pair. Don't know about. I mean, all these guys obviously get on really well.
But who's adapted to each other's gameplay over the 7 games we've seen?
I think it's fair to say that like Nino and Darren maybe haven't quite. They've just changed their kind of plans quite a lot. Like they've swapping sides, and maybe they look slightly less settled. It's probably harsh, but I think it's just a lot easier for Lewis and Neil because the tactics for them are just really obvious. You've got a really, really good weapons player who can be at the galleries and put away anything, and you've got Neil who's really steady. Like it's pretty straightforward for them.
5-3 now to the Slayers. So again, they need this match to stay alive in this final. Henchmen already have a 1-love lead.
Yeah, I think it would be good to see it go to the final game. Oh, good shot. I think it would be good to see it go to the final game. Will Flynn and Vaughan, I think, are both undefeated so far, both playing really well. I had the misfortune of playing Vaughan and it was quite quick. And yeah, Will haven't really missed much either. So. Good shot.
Well, Vaughan is undefeated, but also both Nino and Darren are also undefeated.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, so
that's correct, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I think Lewis is, I think, having a bit of a purple patch here. Just wow. He's not really missing a thing. And those shots are just like.
Yeah, Lewis really can come and go into those purple patches.
Yeah.
Like he's seeing them well now, and they need to take advantage of it while he is, because it very much could turn off soon.
In a first to 9, that's quite dangerous.
It is indeed, yeah.
You know, that could maybe see them through 3 or 4 games. And once you've built like a 3 or 4 game lead in a first to 9, then it might take something special from Nino and Darren to kind of get their way back into it.
Is he up the court railroad, or is he going to come back? He's going to get up the court for a railroad.
It's actually a really good serve.
So Nino's just run up to defend the House of Galleries. Did he run across Darren?
I'm not sure. He probably would have done if that's not sides, yeah. Nino's just played 2 very good points.
Purple patch continues. 5-3 lead now to the Slayers. Slayers.
Oh, unlucky him.
Shot that Nino's just played. He's driving for the nick there.
Yeah,
getting a chase.
It's a shot that will get you, I think, very far in doubles.
Yeah, it's a shot that he practices out at Ramley. It works really well out there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, that whole court is just one big nick, really. So. And yeah, we see the points won. That is pretty. They have a 2-game lead, but. Well, it might soon be a 1-game lead. But.
If anyone out there has a slow motion camera, I'd love to see what the slow-mo looks like of that force hitting Neil's racket, because it seems to jar back in his hand and his wrist so far.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of pace coming. Yeah. I think we're about to see a big shift in the favour of Darren and Nino. Now Darren looks pretty locked in, and they've now got the service end, and they've won the last couple of points. They've had some time to kind of get you settled into it, and because they are playing a slightly unusual game of doubles, changing sides.
It's not something you see often at the top level.
Yeah, I'm sure that they can obviously do it, but it's not as easy or as natural, I'd say. Good shot, brilliant shot.
This is essentially playing the formation of both back.
Just then they were.
Yeah. Nino's still hanging back very far. Very happy to concede those galleries if it means that.
Yeah, this is where Lewis, because he's just been on incredible form for the last 3 games, and has been firing in those forces without missing them. Maybe he just needs to take a step back now and not try and hit his way out of trouble.
I guess if you're Nino and you're playing up at the galleries, that ball's coming into the galleries so quick, you're not going to put a racket on it anyway.
Yeah, I think giving away a gallery is really not a disaster, as long as you can get it back. Shot. Yeah, that was done really well there. That's a good shot.
How many strings does that man go through?
That one didn't sound like strings.
How many rackets does he go through?
I think quite a few of both. Yeah.
I saw him on the rackets court down at Sea Court the other day, playing against Claire in a bit of a practice match.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, he'll hit it pretty hard.
fortunately, he took the pace off just a little bit, because he said he has no idea what he's doing, and the ball could go absolutely anywhere out there.
Yeah. I really like that serve actually. Oh, it's unlucky.
So you've had a bit of success yourself on the rackets court recently, Bertie?
Yeah, just a little bit. Not, a nice way to wrap up the scoreboard stuff, I guess. Oh. Neil's done pretty well there. That's now got 5 games all, and that was been very, very quick.
So what's next for you in your rackets career then? Or is it all going to be real tennis from here?
I think once you're into rackets, it's quite hard to. I think real tennis probably is what means more to me at the moment. But it's quite hard to do one without the other. So I guess I'll see how it goes.
Eyes wide open to that winning gallery there.
Yeah.
Just a little bit too keen for it.
Oh, that's such a good shot.
I think one of the things that when you watch the top players play, like Cameron or Rob or John, what you see is just how calm they are. Yeah, you can have a point that's pinged around a bunch.
Wow. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then you can stay calm and just still hit the calm, easy shot.
Yeah, especially like Tim Chisholm in there or something. He never really seems like blistering pace kind of rallies, all kind of crazy angles. And when he gets the ball, it's like it's so relaxed. Even though he's hitting it as hard as anyone, sometimes they never seem to get kind of caught up in trying to like hit their way out of trouble. They always remember that they've got the slow ball when they need it. That's a great volley. Nino's playing really well. I think Nino is definitely entitled to celebrate that. I know probably not a shot that Lewis would normally miss, but under so much pressure there when Nino's basically getting every ball back. And getting some coaching from Rob. I wonder what he's saying.
Yeah, Rob will be happy with the result of today no matter what.
Yeah.
Always good to get a win against someone ranked higher than you.
That was such a good level from him. Bryn, I don't know, but it didn't look to me like Bryn played badly. Rob just that was a pretty amazing level from him. Didn't really miss anything. Didn't play a single bad shot. And it's a good format for this kind of thing, because in the first 9, anything can happen.
Just one thing on Rob Shenkman is now that he's into the world top 10, and still in that top 10 is Rob Fahey and Chris Chapman, who won't be touring. It means that he's going to be seeded now at every competition he goes to.
And I think he probably, I think that's, I mean, having watched that, I think that's very much deserved. He's playing all the top events, training really hard.
And one of the things with the way that the point system is structured in the world race and the world rankings is once you're seeded, you start basically being able to bank points every competition you go to, because you can get to quarterfinals relatively straightforwardly.
Snowball effect, yeah.
Yes, he'll still need to get to quarterfinals and play against the top 4 guys, but it's easier from a points perspective to play them in the quarterfinals rather than the first round.
Right. I think having played so many events as a non-seed, Shanks has shown, like, definitely proved himself against both the top guys, like Bryn and Chris Chapman, and Nicky taking sets or even sometimes winning.
Between the legs.
Wow.
A bit of spin on it too.
But he's also wow, what a shot. But he's also constantly defending off the kind of people maybe a point or two worse than him, like people like Jamie Douglas or Levi or Darren. Like he's not,
or even Mathieu.
Exactly, like he's not someone that rocks up to events and then he has to play people better than him. Like he's definitely kind of earned his spot as world number 10, I'd say. Well, I mean they all have, but especially him. Or fiery.
I mean, I grew up in Australia. This is going to be a tangent that will become relevant in a sec. I grew up in Australia and watching the cricket coverage in Australia. They had a stopwatch on the coverage between when the ball leaves a batsman's bat and when it lands in the fielder's hands, and it's like a couple of 100 milliseconds.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that for that force from Lewis. Just how much time on a stopwatch Nino has to pick that up, react to it, get his racket in the right place and play the shot.
Not much.
Because it's not a lot.
I think that's what makes world tennis such an exciting sport. It's a kind of variety of shot. Like in a rally, there might be like 10 seconds. No, not 10 seconds. But there might be like a really significant amount of time between one player hitting it and the next. If it's a kind of lob for a penthouse or something. And then someone like Lewis Gordon will hit an absolute blinder the next shot. Kind of keeps you on your toes. It's not all one pace, which is great to watch. Oh, good shot. Needed to find that.
Do you reckon? So Neil's gone up there to essentially play that from about last gallery. Something we've seen kind of Tim and Cam develop a lot is moving up that main wall in the doubles play.
I mean, that doubles movement, I really don't understand any of it. It's kind of a bit out of my league, to be honest.
But what I was going to say though is that something that's going to become more and more expected of players who are
stepping up the court and cutting off the cut volley?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of them, I know, yeah, I think so, because certain serves, like a kind of sidewall, enable you to dictate the next shot. Well, you can't necessarily control how good it is, but you know it's coming. So yeah, it's a great combo. Like if you're going to hit a sidewall serve and you know what the response is going to be, like why wouldn't you make the most of it?
And stats came up on the screen, 7 dead-ons so far for the receivers, none for the servers. Which is not, given how much Lewis Gordon goes for it, might not be the way you would expect.
But I guess maybe that also could be that, because he obviously has hit loads on target for the dead-on, and there's also won loads of points, so, racket errors like that maybe were going on the dead-on,
That's true.
But yeah, no, I think when Darren gets going, his main will count. It's just, I think it's because I think his count will be the highest because fewer people get their racket on them because they just seem to come out of nowhere. Like where he takes the ball and the decisions he makes are kind of quite hard to. They're not predictable.
He's also very proud. Whenever I keep track of the tournament grills and dead-ons, he's very proud of that.
He's normally at the top, yeah.
Also, sometimes in the cricket you get a cash prize for every like 6 that you hit. Maybe we should do that with a target.
Yeah. We can have the Geet and Beat fun.
Got behind.
Yeah, we'll take 3 of those though. Well, that took a weird bounce. Great volley. Slightly great volley.
It's alright, 6-all.
Yeah, it's a very big game. I think in a first to 9 set, winning the whatever this is, 13th game or something. That's kind. You know how you talk about how important it is to win the 7th game in a set.
Yeah.
I think this might be the equivalent, because that means you're at this stage. This is, I'd say, the kind of end game of the match. These last couple, it could kind of go in the next 2-3 games.
Yeah, like I think.
And if you win this game, then that means you're entering that and get your first in there. You get your chance on the black ball first, basically. So yeah, it's an important one to win.
Yeah, you got to think of it like a 1-set-all, 3-all.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of scenario.
Yeah.
That's how you got to play it.
You need to get to 4 first, because that's your chance to break away. Oh, what a shot! Disguised it well.
How many different headbands has Neil worn this match?
Different headbands? Has he been changing?
I think he's been changing them.
Oh. That is a great volley. Not many people can generate that kind of pace from the air like that, especially on the backhand.
All of a sudden, this match could run away.
Well, this is the thing. It's these last 3 games, like, they can go so quickly. It was just like Shanks and Bryn just now, like neck and neck really, and then broke away at the end. And yeah, what's interesting is that the pair that's currently behind have spent like a significant period, they've spent a lot longer at the service side, which is maybe becoming more and more common in doubles, I guess, with people like these guys who are just going for dead-ons all day long. Maybe that's a thing we'll see more of.
Yeah,
dictating.
Doubles is strange because when you look at the statistics for doubles, sometimes the service end is absolutely amazing and unplayable.
Because you get trapped at the receiver's end.
Yeah, and then normally the singles, the service points 1 statistic is very reliably between about 52 and about 56%.
Yeah, it varies huge on the players. I think we've got the
Rose.
Oh no, that is. Was that up? Nino's done. I know it's a lucky shot and it hit the frame, but Nino's done really well to get to there.
8-6 now. Yeah, but so in singles it's very reliably around that 52 to 56. In doubles it can go anywhere from 40 to 75.
I think it's just for whatever reason it's a lot more dependent on who's on court.
Exactly.
I think maybe Darren Gordon for sure a big target hitters here. And in doubles, when you've got someone defending the curl, you're not really going to get targets from the service end, so I guess
unless you lob them over the top like that.
Yeah, it's true. But a straight force can definitely, for the central post of the dead on, that can still catch people out in doubles, even when you've got 2 people.
The Henchmen are just 2 games away from taking this whole National League.
2 games?
Sorry, 2 points rather.
Sorry, yeah.
So, championship point. This is for the title.
It's been quite a quick game. I mean, I know it's not over, but it's been. I think both sides have played well here. It's just been very. The nature of the rallies are going to be very kind of short and sharp, I'd say.
The rallies are short and sharp, and they're also getting between the rallies quite quickly as well.
Yeah, it's just been.
There are some players who really take their time. This is very much grab the ball, go serve.
Yeah, I mean, Darren is from the kind of like squash background where you just you don't really have time to breathe between points.
So worse than a yard is the chase. Still championship point. I'll go and hit that. Be bold.
Volley it,
yeah.
Off the back penthouse into the dead on.
Yeah, that would be.
When you have 2 match points.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sick.
Should have taken that volley.
Oh. I mean, they're all playing so well.
Yeah, Nino especially in that rally.
Yeah.
Just gets quick reactions. Reading it
He
out of
just
that
really
corner.
gets like in the weight transfer on his backhand volley. Gets everything behind it.
Worse than 5. Here's the chase. Still match point. Championship point.
Right. Here's
Not
a
the
try.
best serve.
I mean, good shot, but weird to force.
And is it the
Henchmen are the 2024 Super League champions.
absolutely?
I think they earn every point. That was good.
They have played fantastically well. The whole team, the whole tournament. We will still have one more match
Yeah, there
for
is
you
one more very
to
exciting
come.
game actually, but that is the result decided.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So do stay with us. We'll be back shortly for the final singles match, which is now dead rubber, unfortunately. And then make sure you're settled down in front of go grab yourself a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, settle down in front of the television. More rackets for you this afternoon. After this match, we'll have the ladies doubles rackets final, and then the semi-finals of the men's doubles rackets, all still to come. So,
Thanks, Ben.
from us here at Queen's Club, thanks, Bertie. We will be back soon with the final singles match. So, for the final time at this year's FLM Super League, welcome back to the Queen's Club. This is the final match of the event, and unfortunately it's going to be a dead rubber. Not to matter, we still hope for an entertaining time, and as at least one of these players is a professional, there is cash prize on the line for them. These players are so competitive with each other, they do not want to give away a match even if it is a dead rubber. So my name is Ben Gatenbeek. I hopefully will have a guest commentator up shortly, but for now you've just got me. We will go through the players in just a moment as well. Don't forget, there is plenty more action to come this afternoon. We have the Ladies Open Rackets doubles final scheduled currently for 4:30, and then the Open Doubles Rackets men's semi-finals starting at 6 o'clock tonight. Taylor Matthews will be the marker today. So Vaughan Hamilton from the Prested Tennis Club will be playing against Will Flynn from Seacourt today. Not necessarily the start that Will wanted. He will surely settle as this match progresses. Joined up here by the MVP of this year's Super League, Nino Marola. Nino, how are you doing?
I'm feeling pretty good after this week.
Had 4 wins out of 4.
Yep.
And the team made it through to the final and has won it. How does that feel?
Well, it's been tremendous. To be fair though, the unexpected win from Shenkman today did a great job of heaping all the pressure on me on Darren there. Glad we could stand up to it and get over the line. Hopefully we can go clean sweep here with Will, who's had a good week. Yeah, witness Shenkman's acceptance speech, which could be quite something.
So what's it been like as a player coming into this week compared to some of the other times we were here at Queen's?
It's been surprising actually. I don't mind admitting we were a little sceptical about the idea of substituting normal National League for this event all in one go, but the team aspects made it really quite exciting, and we've had tremendous support in the dead on. It's got a bit rowdy in the evenings, lots of pros coming together. Being in the same place at the same time doesn't happen very often. Even British Open, with only one match a day, people tend to come and go back to their clubs throughout the day. So it's been brilliant. It's been really, really enjoyable. FLM have been great. They've been good supporters. Lots of members of the real tennis community based in London and otherwise have come along to support, and it's been really enjoyable. I think it's something we're all looking forward to doing again next year. Obviously they might need to relook at how they do the drafting system, because Shenkman's clearly moneyboard his way to the top here. I think they might need to come up with some new rules for next year. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Is that going to be probably look something like a snake draft instead of just a linear draft?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. That would be what I'd guess we go with next year. I'm sure they're always up for changing it year on year. Yeah, it's been tremendous. We've been lucky there's been no dropouts. That was one of the big worries that if someone, especially one of the better players, dropped out nearer the time, that would really stitch up one of the teams. Everyone would shift up.
Dropouts or injuries even.
Yeah. No, but we've been good, and I really think having a team in your corner has made this whole thing much more enjoyable. The amateurs obviously get things like Bathurst and playing lots of fun amateur competitions where you can often be in teams, and I think something that the pro scene really misses a lot of the time. Next week we're all going to 0 to 9s and we'll be competing against each other again, but this week has been really fun.
What's it been like being able to have people to discuss strategies and plans and tactics with?
Well, I mean, I think that depends on whose team you're on, obviously. With Shenkman being my captain, he's ably assisted by telling me to run hard and chip everything into a corner, which I think is tremendous for him. And then Darren in my other ear telling me to whack the ball at the time as hard as I can, as often as I can. So, yeah, a couple of different perspectives on our team. But it's nice to have the idea that you've got people in your corner, and if you need a bit of support, the first gallery is there, and team breakfast and whatever else it might be. It's been really good.
As Flynn takes the first game here, one of the things we saw in the US version of this event, speaking of teams, is we had 1 minute timeouts. Is that something you'd like to see in this, or is it working well as it is now?
I think that would be a good idea. It'd be interesting to see whether or not that was something that would make a difference. I'd be all for finding out what would happen if you did that. We've had a bit more of a informal advice or barracking from the dead-ons, depending on, like I said, whose team you're on. Watching Mrs. Fahey with a beer, calmly explaining to everyone they're making the game far too difficult. It's been very amusing. Everybody's not here today to assess that performance from me and Darren.
It's been interesting watching you all pick different seating spots around the court as well.
Yeah, everyone's got a preference. Me and Darren requested first gallery, and Schenk wanted front row of the dead on, and well, I suppose I should get down there and support her at some point, but now I'm a good chat to you, maybe watch the first 4 or 5 games, and then if he looks like he needs it, I'll go and give him a bit of emotional support. Anyway, with nothing on the line, I think he's probably quite relaxed. Vaughan's played some tremendous stuff this week. It's arguably been the surprise package.
At some point we've got to stop saying is this surprise package and say he's the real deal.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's definitely proving that at the moment. But I think when the draft happened, I'm pretty sure that on paper the hot properties would have been Darren and Levi, and I think at the time probably considered Flynn before to be that. But I tell you what, watching Vaughan this week, I think this match looks likely to be really tight. I'm glad, playing for the Shenkman's Henchmen, that it's already sealed. This one really could go away. Will's had amazing performances here over the years. Last couple of years especially, he's been phenomenal at Queens. But watching Vaughan play the other night against Bertie was unbelievable when he stood up brilliantly in his doubles to the pressure applied by theory better.
So you played your second doubles match today. And we've seen lots of different doubles pairings over the week that you wouldn't necessarily see together at an Open or one of the other events. What's it been like having to adapt to new tactics on the fly, as it were?
It's been interesting. I mean, tactics is definitely a big part of it, but part of that's more I think the team dynamics. So my 2 doubles this week have been with Will, who obviously is a very, very capable player. He's got every shot in the bag. He's younger than me. He's a bit more junior. I've coached him in the past. Hopefully I've been able to help put him at ease, but essentially letting him play his game. Whereas I felt quite a lot more pressure in a way with Darren today, who's obviously been pretty big on the scene for quite a while and has had some tremendous results recently. He's had a very good week as well. And the pressure felt today playing with him and making sure that I pulled my weight compared to my concentration the other day, keeping Will nice and calm and relaxed and letting him play his game. It's been a different dynamic.
Can you talk us through, in that last match now that it's all over, some of the theories behind your positioning at both ends of the court, because you were playing unconventionally on both sides?
I mean, I think my positioning at the receiving end is conventional, apart from the fact that obviously we were swapping.
So what was the reason behind that?
Well, I think twofold. I like to consider myself above average for my handicap in front of the timbre, and I really enjoy that kind of, fast pace, moving forwards into the ball, dealing with things, attempting to kind of neutralise them, and looking for the opportunity to get that ball low and across court around the opponent's ankles. I really enjoy that aspect, and I think Darren is much more suited to a ball that hits the timbre, comes across to his forehand. He can turn on balls that spin around the angles. His main ball dead on us, which everybody knows is a tremendous weapon. He's very, very consistent. He hits the absolute top corner. He just doesn't seem to people know that's coming. He's just too good at it.
So two have come down after that.
Two have come down, yeah.
One's for free.
So he's, but it's more plays to Darren's strength in that forehand corner, and possibly plays to my strengths on the backhand side. Obviously, there's a downside that me and Lewis Williams have been employing a tactic for a little while. Downside is that if I hit a return serve and the opponent sweeps it immediately off the wheel and I can't get across in time, sometimes prove a little bit difficult for us. But luckily, they got across to most things early enough. And then at this end of the court, I think we worked out quite early that both Neil and especially Lewis, have the power to really hurt us. And most amateurs, you'd advise, the person in the galleries to stop the easy chases. But one of the downsides at a certain level of going up is that people hit the ball so hard and so accurately over the higher part of the net that you become a walking target. Racket errors galore if you're too high. So by standing at the back of the court next to Darren, exposing the galleries, you allow them to chip it into a gallery if that's what they'd like, but a lower value chase, especially when you return as well as Darren does, and I can at times. But it allows also Darren to cheat up the court a little bit. So Neil Mackenzie's cut volley is a real weapon here, and the hope was that if I stood at the back and prevented them hitting thick boasts, Darren could cheat slightly up the court to deal with Neil's cut volleys. If they were going to be great length, he could deal with them if they got too fast. And I think that proved correct today. Especially even the last point there was a net take that dropped quite short because Darren just happened to be able to stand a yard or two higher up the ball because he could run that down quite easily. But there's upsides and downsides of everything, and that's what makes doubles such a great tactical game, I think. Singles is obviously tremendous and fast paced, but there are kind of winners available from everywhere if you can pull them off, as is demonstrated by Rob Fahey. But doubles things are covered, and there's a bit more tactical patience at times, I think. Unconventional, but I think played to both mine and Darren's strengths. As you might have noticed, every time I went into the forehand corner, I seemed to make an error. So Vallat was there 3 or 4 times.
And then your team captain came through with a win, perhaps against the seedings this morning.
Yeah, definitely against the seedings, but he's been working hard. He's had some tremendous results here at Queen's. A 9-game set, does change the dynamic a little bit. They can kind of go anywhere. Shenkman might be saying he came to change it afterwards, and very proud of his win though he was. He also was aware that it was the equivalent of being 1 set up and 3-1 set. It's a long way from being a player of Bryn's calibre in 5, but Shenk's proving to everybody that he's a Group 1 standard player. Bryn is tremendous on this court, and Rob just ran everything down, kept asking questions. I mean, brave man to go into a backhand to backhand rally with Bryn Sayers, but he rode the storm well when Bryn could win it. So he just kept asking questions. He's supremely fit, and I think he was fantastic. Couldn't have asked for more from the captain on a day like today.
And then your final teammate, Will Flint, on court now, has had a great week as well, hasn't he?
He's been fantastic. He's got power in abundance, and he's tremendously strong. He's technically very good. He's tactically very good. We're lucky to have him in the squad. But I feel about the same about everybody. So I think Rob drafted exceptionally well. I know he spent a lot of time talking about it, thinking about it beforehand. Rob would for an event like this. And obviously getting first pick in each round does help. But it seems to have worked out well, and it's been a close event. There's been upsets all over the place. Players got past yesterday and meeting again today, and it feels different formats lovely. So yesterday I played singles and Darren played singles against this team, and Will and Rob played doubles, and obviously it's all switched round today, which is actually just the luck of the draw, but I think something they might look at next year is making sure that that happens, so you don't have any exact matches. Yeah, it's been fantastic.
And we had the first ever live stream of the draft for this event as well. What was the reception like that from the players who were being drafted?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure we all tuned in, or most of us did. Not that it makes any difference whatsoever. And I think at the beginning of the week, looking at it, it could have come out. Every match could have come out any which way, and I really do think that is a really good thing about this draft format, about this team format. No one was a standout favourite. Everyone had pros and cons. People very much enjoyed tuning in and chatting about it, speculating and feeling sorry for themselves or elated with their teammates. Yeah, I think it's something that I imagine everyone will be signing up for next year. And, I don't think you can expand it at all, but competition for places is going to be pretty hot.
Yeah, I think we ended up with 4 or 5 players who entered that didn't quite make the cut in the end.
Yeah. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. People want to be involved. I don't think anybody who has missed out on National League regular format this season, I don't think anybody that's missed out, didn't get the opportunity to play here, at least that's we've pretty much managed to sweep up all of the 16 players in the UK who are fit and sub 10 handicap, and in theory Division 3 onwards would cater for the FLM. So I think next year, like I said, might be tougher because you'll see a few of the guys who didn't quite make it who are returning to the game or improving youngsters. Next year we'll be asking questions, but we may well have lost some of these guys to America or other endeavours.
So given now, last season, pretty much the only tennis for the single figure players was British Open, National League, around the clubs, and the Cat A. This year we've now got the Super League as well. We've got a Tamba Tour, which may be expanded. How's the volume of tennis going for
it's fantastic. It is, obviously we all love playing in the Opens, and even those of us who are out of luck when you run into a seed. You want to play in the big events, obviously, but I think actually there's a lot to be said for your improvement in tennis and playing similar players, slightly better players, slightly worse players. I could come to something like the British Open this year, and I had my draw was Max Truman in the qualifiers, and we had a close 3-setter that I scraped, and then Lewis Gordon in the first round. We played till 1 o'clock in the morning on the Super Sunday, and I won in the 5th set. So that couldn't be much closer. And then, like all the other Opens, then you run into a seed. So obviously this year that was Camden for me. But things like the Tamba Tour, we've had multiple different winners. We've had some home court advantage at times. We've had some upsets. It's allowed nice regular tennis all year round. It's replaced the Tamba Tour. Luckily for us, has replaced the regularity of what was National League. But the actual format is probably better because it's more open-like. You've got to be able to play day after day. You've got to go into a tournament ready for a range of opponents rather than National League. Sometimes get a month to prepare, knowing exactly where you're playing, who you're likely to play, and you go there for one evening. Sometimes with a crowd, sometimes just with your doubles partner. So I much enjoyed the National League. Actually, this team event's been a lot more fun, and the thing we're missing of that regular tennis has been replaced by the Tamba Tour. So I think we're all very glad that exists to help us all with regular tennis. And you've still got, like I said, the events in Alton Nines and the Super League, and then the British Open. I think we're better off right now. And honestly, it's been a tremendous week. I think I'd feel that way even if we didn't happen to win it, but hopefully I won't have to find it out for a couple more seasons. It's been great.
So how if we do have these regular events through the year now, how will professionals manage their club responsibilities with these playing opportunities?
Well, I think that it probably varies club to club. Radley, we're very lucky. We have myself and Alex Mates and Chris Ronaldson, and Chris is very, very good about planning his time off around tournament time. He's very supportive of both me and Alex playing in whatever we can and whatever we want to, so that's great. And yeah, for us it's fine. The clubs in the UK, I think, are pretty darn good at supporting pros and their playing ambitions. I think that's important for the game. It's hard to encourage young guys to come into the game if they feel like the club doesn't want them to be improving their own game. Obviously it's very important for clubs that their pro wants to fill bookings and wants to sew a good ball and wants to bring rackets and give lessons and organise stuff for the club. That's what keeps tennis going in the UK. But to get young, skilled professionals into the game who have ambition and will therefore be good servants to the game, I think you've got to. There's a bit of a give and take on the club front, encouraging their younger professionals to try and play in these things and get behind them and support them. And I've seen a few Radley members travel up to London this week, which has been lovely, and we've had some emails to the club of people who are watching the stream online. Obviously, massive thanks to you, Ben, for coming on at just the right moment from my point of view and capturing my best season to date on YouTube for you watch forevermore. As you've noticed, you walk into the club at Radley and quite often some of my matches are playing, and I think that's really, really helpful.
So you mentioned this is your best season. It's also the season where you've become a father.
Yes.
How are those two correlated?
I'm not entirely sure they are. If it is helpful, and I've heard from other people that this is not that unusual. Darren told me earlier that Chappie had his best season just after becoming a father, and I had a message from Mark Edel after the British Open saying that the same thing had happened to him, and must be something in the sleep deprivation. Turns out you can get a lot more done if you're only getting 3 or 4 hours a night. We've been absolutely loving it. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe I've just matured a little bit, bigger things in life, all that kind of thing. But yes, it does seem to have done me the world of good. As it happens, today is actually Giuseppe's first birthday, so at least I can come here and win while I'm unfortunately missing his exploit around London. Actually, so that's a lovely day. I'll catch up shortly. But no, it's been great. I came off court today in Lewis Gordon announced Mary should be careful, he's going to go home and have a child immediately. That seems to work great for me, so that's the plan. Yeah, no, it's been great.
Oh, geez, that power from Will.
He can do that. Him and Lewis Gordon are the two most terrifying people to casually swing at the ball and it come off at 140 miles an hour.
I think with Will, though, he seems to have put it in the locker for a lot of his tennis recently.
Yeah.
And only just brings it out on occasion, whereas before it was more of a clutch for him.
Yeah, I think that's probably a reasonable approach. He's always going to have that. Learning how and when to use it. We all know change of pace in this game is a tremendous weapon. The difficulty, obviously, is difficult to cope with change of pace, unfortunately. Sometimes be difficult to figure out the player who's instigating that change of pace to not fluffing the bottom of the net or smashing it off the net house. So it's worth learning to play without that, and then whenever you need it, also cause a racket error or a loose return serve. Even the top players, people like Cameron and John, Cameron's a tremendous rallier and take pace off the ball. You serve him something that catches him out a little bit, and quite often he will just crash a two-handed baseball swing into the main ball and around your ankles, and if you can get it back, it tends to be loose, and then you can play a lovely control, pretty rally from there. So it's not something to be written off, that crash occasionally just to rob your opponent of control, but it's probably not enough to pay the bills for the top level. I think Will, if he wants to get the potential to go well as far as he wants to. Vaughan's dealing with it pretty well, I will say.
Yeah, I think people can get surprised by just how much power Vaughan can generate as well.
Yeah, he can generate it and he can deal with it. I marked his match a couple of nights ago against Bertie Vallat. His speed around the court was tremendous. That really, really impressed me. And he dealt with everything very well. I imagine that although Levi's been injured, he's had a bit of tennis elbow recently. I think before that he was getting on court to Levi quite a lot, and Levi's able to also generate every shot. He can cut it, he can force it, he can boast it, keeps Vaughan on his toes, and I think Vaughan's very keen. There's just no substitute for court hours. Vaughan's still been going out there solo, so I imagine the set pieces have improved, his ability to put away a loose ball has improved, but he can deal with what's fired at him, because he's also got someone like Levi to test him on regular.
Oh, just a bit unfortunate there.
Will hoping to find a house of gallery somewhere along the line there.
And then I think most of us are more used to being at Queen's for the Open in November, where it's cold and dark, and now we're here in April, where it's a bit more bright and warm. How's the Queen's Club been from a hospitality perspective this week?
It's been lovely. Queen's is always good with hospitality stuff. Well, I will say, I think, at least compared to the earlier rounds I tend to play in, the attendance and support in this event has been better. I like this league around Queen's. It might just be that people don't show up to my matches at the British. They tend to come along when the big boys are playing. But no, it's been really, really good this week. Although I will say it's warmer on court. You really notice the difference. I promise the amount of sweating you're seeing us all do is only partly due to fitness and age, partly due to being quite a round in November. Some great play.
Because I think the other thing that we've seen a little bit of, and I think this was especially the case on the first day, is that when we have those opens, by the time we get to the top players playing against each other, the balls are a good 20 sets old.
Yeah.
Whereas here they've been quite fresh. How's it been out there from the conditions perspective?
We still definitely will notice a difference from day one to day 4 today, but obviously they're still, like you said, they're still fresh. Queen's is always an interesting one, because there are certain aspects of Queen's where things like a railroad, it's just very hard to get it to actually spin back. It can still be a good serve, it's trying to die a little bit, but it doesn't really leap back into the side in the way that it does a lot of courts. I think Ben Taylor-Matthews made a good comment the other night. Defending it hesitates at Queen's tends to be serving a railroad and watching opponent chip into a gallery. You can't really stop it. It's the balls lasted fine. Hopefully the members will get another 10 days use out of them after this. Will doesn't hit too many main walls.
And is it true that Radley's been sending the balls off to Chicago for the
We have
Worlds?
just sent 120 balls to Chicago for Worlds, yeah. That was contacted by Jonathan Morris now, who was organising that. I think it's important that independent ball makers for these kind of things are still used. I imagine with those guys, 120 balls will get burned through pretty quickly. They will get some practice courts in, and then obviously the pace they're going to be playing at is going to be tremendous. This will be a very interesting World Championship double, actually. We'll see what John and Steve do. Both against Rob and Nicky, and then if we get through the final, challenge the camp. Tim, assuming it's going to both seeds, and be pretty better than both also had interesting weeks this week. Both of them played some up and down stuff, I think. Some of the win stuff is absolutely unbelievable. And Ben have been having practice courts this week with I will say did make me down a little bit earlier. Maybe giving a handicap to our level games.
So that is all to come in about a fortnight's time over in Chicago. Do check out the US YouTube channel for those matches. It promises to be a fantastic tournament. We saw them go to 5 in the US Open final,
Yep.
and now we're playing at Steve's home court. Have you been to Chicago before, Nino?
I have actually, yeah. I went to Chicago not long after I first turned professional and moved to Washington. Very much out of my depth when I went there. Got absolutely annihilated by Barney Tamfield, who I think was actually trying to be quite kind to me. And me and Zach played together, both of us. He was probably 17 handicap, I was in the low 20s. And we played Shenkman and Whitehouse. So we might have garnered a set with that. I'm sure. Rather didn't put it on the screen. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a great result for us. But yeah, Chicago was a beautiful court. It hadn't long been restored. And John Cashman, and I think at the time I went there, he had Will Hopton. Quite medalers there. Steve Gona.
Will Hopton is in the building today. He's playing in the rackets doubles semi-final with Ben Corsten. That's all still to come later this evening.
I assume you'll be in charge of streaming that one as well, when you bet?
Yes, it's going to be a case of lugging a whole bunch of stuff from one end of the building to the other in about half an hour's time.
Lucky you. Where are we? 6-3.
6-3. Yeah, Vaughan's just had a bit of a run these last few points. Last few games. It was tight 3-all. Because this feels like the kind of time that you would take a timeout for Will.
Yes. Yeah, if you had the 1 minute timeout, this is where it would be going. But I'm not quite sure what we'll be able to offer him in the way of insight. He's finding it hard to serve to Vaughan, from what I can tell. Vaughan's demonstrating he's got a cut shot, he's got a force, he's got a volley, he can boast it. You've got a guy that can do a bit of everything. You've got to stand at the back and you get some kind of a read, or you're just reacting and hope the shot's not too good. So we're playing better than the last. So Vaughan's quite happy to expose the side galleries option. Not kind of hit them. They also can't really afford to force because the place that the world can see different misses. It's hard to lose it.
What was that about hitting the galleries?
I warned him, it was too quiet. I always carry him well enough. Vaughan's been serving the railroad very well this week.
It sometimes feels like with Will's game from time to time, he just needs to find a way to just pick himself up emotionally.
Yes.
After he drops a few games. There are some players who won't bother them if they've dropped a few games. Bryn immediately comes to mind.
Yeah. Well, someone like Lewis Williams, he's had two cracking results this week. He's very good when it gets tight. Will definitely gives that pressure, but Will also is very aware of not getting too elated when he's winning either.
That's true.
He's quite stoic in his approach. But, watching this here, I hope maybe Rob Saturn dead on. That's a word of encouragement. I enjoy it a lot. Wear the net out with forces.
And this could be over very soon. Just looking for one more game.
So what Vaughan's doing with this railroad is not what we would kind of describe as a classic railroad in either sense. It's not going to land in the neck, and it's not going to spin back into the sidewall, but it's slightly too deep to be a full volley, and it's not quite deep enough to pass the back wall enough to be an easy force. And so it just means that whatever, it's the same type of railroad that Camden often did choose to serve up until recently when he's migrated to a bobble, where his opponent's got an opportunity to cut volley it or an opportunity to force it, but neither are ideal. So that volley therefore is absolutely dispatched by
which means that brings up match point, and we are in the closing stages of this year's FLM Super League. What an amazing event it has been. There will be a presentation on the court after this match.
Well, I should have gone and had a shower before I came up here then.
We appreciate you coming up, and you'll get your MVP prize as well very soon.
Very exciting. I believe Vaughan came second for the MVP. He's showing why here. Thank God he wasn't in my group and I didn't have to play him.
And that will be it. Vaughan Hamilton takes the final match, the dead rubber, just to make it a 2-1 to the Henchmen. Thank you so much for joining us up here, Nino.
Thank you very much for your excellent streaming and commentary there. It's revolutionary having you involved. We're all very lucky.
I'll let you go to your commitments.
Thank you very much.
And so, once again, from all of us here at Queen's Club, it has been a privilege to bring this event to you. As I say, there will be a presentation shortly to the Shenkman's Henchmen, who have won this year's FLM Super League. So do bear with us for that. Hope to bring coverage of that to you just while the sponsors' banners are brought out. Can I just say as well, what a fantastic event this has been. It's been great to see all the players out, all the crowd support, both in person and online. The IRTPA has been instrumental in supporting the professionals over the years, and this is one of the ways in which it helps develop that next generation of players. Thanks also to our sponsors, FLM, who have been instrumental in making this happen. We had advisor Sam Candy up here on the microphone earlier in the week. And also to our organisers, I'm sure they'll be thanked as well. Ben Taylor Matthews has been instrumental in putting this together, as has Alex Machin, Susie Faulkner. You see the players and the supporters come through onto the court. Just a quick reminder, starting at 4:30 we will have the final of the Ladies Open Rackets. That will be Claire Fahey and Tara Lumley against India Deacon and Georgie Willis. Then in the rackets doubles semi-finals, we'll have a semi-final between Tom Billings and Richard Owen, playing the number 3 seeds, Alex Titchener-Barrett and Nick James. And we'll have Ben Corsten and Will Hopton as number 2 seeds, playing against the number 7 seeds, Ben Stevens and Thomas Stevens. So that's all still to come tonight. So plenty more for you, more sport for you right here on the Tennis and Rackets Association YouTube channel. Just to be clear, this is not a T&RA event, this is an IRTPA event that we are in the process of putting making sure that all of the tennis and rackets events that happen in the UK happen in one place, so that it's just a little bit easier to find. Just arranging the bottles of Paul Roger that will be awarded to the 3 winners and the MVP. And of course, we can't forget that FLM sponsorship banner as well. Great job there by Alex. He's been around supporting this all week. Alex and Nino have been down here in a good week, leaving Chris Ronaldson to do all the bulk of the work up at Radley, guarding the fort. Shenkman has had time to prepare a speech, it looks like. Don't always see. Normally, when you come off court after winning something, you have to make a speech within 10 minutes or so, but this time he's had a little bit of time to think about his speech. It's been a good 2 hours since he came off court. A great victory against Bryn Sayers. Labels and banners are set. We welcome through the supporters who have been playing National League this season, all through Divisions 3 through 10, all around the country. It's great to have FLM not just supporting the top players, but all of the developing players and the recreational players through the divisions. Division 10 here. Well, we've just introduced a Division 10 into the National League. That's a division for 45 to 50 handicaps. Faulkner, chairperson of the IRTPA, will be the master of ceremonies for this. The fact that she's done part of the organising committee for the World Championships and advocating for the professionals all through their careers. IRTPA active not just in the UK but around the world, all over as well.
Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We've had the most spectacular 4 days of the Super League, and there were some highlights. I know you should never have favourites, you know, in this sort of thing, but there were some outstanding things. On day 2, what I call the Big Elves match was just simply awesome, and some of the best, most exciting tennis I've ever seen. Even comparing it with World Challenges, it was just phenomenal, the intensity of the competition. And then on day 3, we had the GOAT and Bertie. Who would have thought? It was amazing. Well done. And I just hope that your driving test is as simple as you're winning the doubles. And then day 3, we had Lewis Williams again. He knew that the Mavericks couldn't get through to the final, but he was absolutely determined not to let... Is that right? Exactly, and he was just absolutely determined, and that was sort of competition at a great level again. A few thank yous to people here. Ben Gatenbig, thank you so much for the streaming. You know, from the beginning of the draft and the innovation that he's brought to this, it's been fantastic. And then also to Tim Edwards, just for being Tim Edwards and just doing the most amazing photography. Thank you. Alex Machin, you have been amazing. Your first season as the administrator of the National League, you've coped with a few difficult players that of course will remain nameless, you know, with aplomb, and it's been fantastic. Thank you so much. And then of course, Ben Taylor-Matthews. Well, what can one say about BTM? There are quite a lot of things, but some of them not repeatable here. But thank you so much for coming up with the concept, being brave enough to say this really could work. Well done, and it's been... And then, of course, we must thank Leslie Ronaldson. She is quite extraordinary, how she goes out, finds sponsorship, and Leslie, without you, we'd be in a much sorrier place. So thank you. And then finally, our sponsors, FLM. The event would not have happened like this without you. We'd have just had the National League being played at the clubs. And I think we've all agreed that this team event has been fantastic. We want to improve on it. So any new ideas, feedback, please give it, because that's so important. The players, irrespective of their status, meaning amateur or professional, have absolutely loved it. So it's all inclusive, which is as it should be. Now, sponsorship makes a huge difference to the game, and without it, the professional game would be in a very bad place. So what can we do to help sponsors? We in the tennis community can really do something, from those earning their first wage packet to the OAPs spending their ill-gotten gains. Everybody needs financial advice. And honestly, you go to a dentist, you go to a doctor, you go to a garage, because you're using the experts for whatever you go to those people for. And so I would urge you all, please, when you think I should be taking financial advice, think of FLM first, go along and see them, and see if you are fit, and your life will be much easier. And
Thanks. Yeah. What an amazing few days of tennis. I mean, genuinely, watching some matches from last year, the year before, it's, you know, go to the different clubs, it's still great, but to come here and have the atmosphere and all the players here at the same time has been fantastic. Thank you for some sort of jump out of your chair moments, you know, where matches have come down to the wire, and some amazing shots being played. It genuinely, it just makes a difference. There's a feeling you get here that we haven't had before, and it's been great. We've really enjoyed sponsoring. Long may it continue. And you know, we hope you've enjoyed it too. This new format, obviously Ben Taylor Matthews sort of led the way. I'm not the mastermind, but I think it's really worked. And I think from our perspective, Mikey, it's worked really well as well. Between us, I think we've seen every point played, and we feel far more a part of it, which does matter to us, than in previous years. So that's been great. So I'm going to leave it there, because I've already said a bit about FLM and how great we are, so I don't want to overdo it, but let's do some prizes. Great. Okay, yeah, cool.
Something from Tim Edwards. You know, how are you going to take a picture of you?
Do I need to hold this one?
Okay, the finalists, who are Sayers Slayers, if they would like to come up. And then they're having beat 1, 2, 3. Lewis Gordon. And Vaughan, well done. Shenkman is an amateur, and so is Will Flynn, so we can't give you money. So the pros thank you very much for that. Whoa! But we do have a racket for each of you, so if you'd like to come up. Well done. And then, and then you can go to the back of the queue, because now can we please have Shenkman's Henchmen? Oh, it's such a tongue. So these, Darren Long, Nino Marola. Then Will, are you old enough? You're old enough, good. And Shankers, you have this plus the trophy. So,
Trophy's good. Good smudges on it. Yeah, that's like, yeah.
So that is the conclusion of the ceremonies for this year's Super League. In addition to that, remember that Nina Morella takes home that MVP prize as well. So, from all of us here at Queen's Club, we thank you for joining us over the course of this last week. And we do hope that you join us later this evening, starting in just over an hour's time for the British Open Ladies Rackets. British Open Rackets doubles semi-final for the men's. All that to come. For now, from us here at Queen's Club, goodbye.